2014 D 5 cents. Have you ever wondered if your pocket change could be worth more than its face value? Well, if you've got a 2014 D 5 cent coin, also known as a nickel, in your collection or sitting in your jar, you might want to pay a little more attention to it. Although it's just a regular nickel at first glance, there are some surprising things you should know about this seemingly ordinary coin. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a beginner in the world of numismatics, today we're going to take an in-depth look at the 2014 D nickel, uncovering its fascinating details, its historical significance, and why it might just be worth more than the 5 cents stamped on its face. The 2014 D nickel is part of the Jefferson Nickel series, which has been in circulation for over 80 years. Designed by artist Felix Schlag and first minted in 1938, the Jefferson Nickel has had several iterations over the decades, but one thing that has remained consistent is its design featuring Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse. On the reverse, we see an image of Monticello, Jefferson's iconic Virginia home, which symbolizes his contributions to the country and his legacy. By 2014, the nickel had undergone some notable changes in design and composition. The 2014 D nickel was produced at the Denver Mint, marked by the D Mint mark, which denotes where the coin was struck. A total of over 1.1 billion 2014 D nickels were minted, so at first glance, it might seem like another run-of-the-mill coin. But the truth is, there are some important aspects of the 2014 D nickel that set it apart and make it interesting from a collector's perspective. One of the key reasons why collectors are paying attention to the 2014 D nickel is its role in a long-running debate about the future of U.S. coinage. The cost of producing pennies and nickels has been rising steadily over the years, and in recent decades, the U.S. Mint has explored ways to cut costs. By 2014, the price of producing a nickel had increased to about 9 cents per coin, nearly double its face value. This has led many to speculate whether the nickel will remain in production, or if it might be phased out in the near future, just like the half-cent coin was in the 1800s. The 2014 D nickel, then, represents a coin that might one day be part of history. While it's not an error coin or particularly rare, there's something significant about this piece of U.S. currency because it may be one of the last of its kind in the future. Think about it, just as collectors today search for rare coins from discontinued series like the 1800s half-cent or the old silver coins of the 1960s, future collectors may look back on the 2014 D nickel as an important piece of American coinage history. Coins like these, despite their relatively recent minting date, can eventually become valuable simply due to their historical significance. That being said, there are still factors that can make the 2014 D nickel valuable today. To understand this, we need to look at the concept of mint state coins. A coin's condition, or grade, is crucial in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin, free from any imperfections. Most coins you'll find in circulation are considered circulated coins, meaning they have been used in everyday transactions and show signs of wear. However, if you come across a 2014 D nickel that is uncirculated, meaning it shows no signs of wear and retains its original shine, it could be worth more than 5 cents. Uncirculated coins, especially those with no visible scratches, dings, or discoloration, are prized by collectors. These coins might be found in rolls from the bank or in specially stored collections. A pristine, uncirculated 2014 D nickel could fetch a small premium on the market, particularly if it is graded by a professional coin grading service. Grading services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, will assign a grade to the coin, which significantly influences its value. A coin graded as MS65 or higher will command more attention from collectors and could be sold for far more than its face value. There are other factors that might increase the value of the 2014 D nickel, such as errors that occurred during the minting process. While the 2014 D nickel is not known for any significant, widespread errors, there are always small minting flaws that can turn a regular coin into a valuable one. For example, sometimes a coin might be struck off-center, causing part of the design to be missing. A 2014 D nickel with such an error would certainly attract attention from collectors looking for mistruck coins. Another type of error to look out for is the die crack. A die crack occurs when the metal die used to strike the coin develops a crack, leaving a line or raised feature on the coin's surface. This can happen during the manufacturing process, and while these errors are not always dramatic, they can add a unique aspect to a coin. Die cracks are common in many coin series, and while they don't always result in high premiums, they can certainly make a coin more interesting to collectors, especially those who are looking for rarities. Interestingly, the design of the 2014 D nickel also plays a role in its value. The obverse of the coin features Thomas Jefferson's portrait, but one interesting fact about the 2014 version is that it represents the most modern iteration of Jefferson's likeness, which has evolved slightly over the years. The most noticeable change was the refinement of Jefferson's facial features, which was updated in 2006 to make him appear more lifelike. This modern portrayal of Jefferson has become a symbol of the continuing evolution of American currency, and as time passes, it could become an important characteristic for future collectors. Additionally, the reverse design, which shows Monticello, is a familiar and beloved image. However, subtle changes to the minting process over the years, such as improvements to the engraving and the precision with which the coins are struck, have made some versions of the Monticello design more detailed than others. These small variations can sometimes make a particular coin stand out as more desirable, but beyond minting errors or design variations, there's something special about coins like the 2014 D nickel because they serve as a snapshot of a particular moment in history. When you hold a 2014 D nickel, you're holding a piece of U.S. history from the early 21st century, a time when debates about coinage were front and center due to rising production costs. For future generations of collectors, coins like the 2014 D nickel might represent the last of an era before significant changes were made to the way U.S. currency was produced. Who knows? In the future, we might look back on these coins as the last batch of nickels minted before they were discontinued or altered in design or composition. Collecting coins can be a thrilling and rewarding hobby, and even modern coins like the 2014 D nickel have potential value. Whether it's the uniqueness of the coin's minting process, its uncirculated condition, or its potential historical significance, this nickel is a valuable piece of American numismatic history. Even though it may not be a rare error coin or feature groundbreaking changes, the 2014 D nickel remains an interesting subject for collectors. If you happen to have a few of these coins tucked away, it might be worth checking their condition and keeping an eye on their potential long-term value. As time passes, the value of the 2014 D nickel could increase, and collectors might find that their relatively modest coins are worth far more than they expected. Coins like this can serve as a reminder that even the most ordinary pieces of currency have the potential to hold historical value. So, if you come across a 2014 D nickel in your change or collection, take a closer look. It might just be worth a lot more than 5 cents to I. In the world of coin collecting, the excitement often comes from unexpected finds. Whether you're searching for rare minting errors, uncirculated coins, or historical pieces, you never know when you might discover a valuable treasure. So, next time you're going through your coins, make sure to check for a 2014 D nickel. You might just have a future collector's item in your hands.